from downtown.
Wow.
We're not in downtown.
We're not in downtown. It's
No,
reviews
at
on the
all.
west.
We're in suburban Seattle. Not even Seattle.
Not even Seattle. Don't lie.
Welcome back to the show, guys.
Freaking liar.
I'm still Nick.
Victor.
Ryan.
Got 2 more movies coming at you now. This is Victor's turn.
Vix Picks.
Vic's picks. What do we got, Victor?
We got Seconds by John Frankenheimer and THX 1138 by George Lucas.
Sweet.
Which one do we want to talk about first? Which one are you guys feeling?
Probably Seconds.
I could do Seconds first.
Really? That's the one you guys have least to say?
Well, if you have
I have a buttload of stuff for the
Yeah.
George Lucas movie.
Okay.
I don't know why.
Okay.
I just do.
Okay.
well,
Let's
you
go.
know, if you have your seconds first, you're gonna be too full to have dinner. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, you got
Oh, groan zone.
I'm
Thanks,
sorry.
Dad.
I'm sorry, sons.
okay,
Okay, Seconds.
So Nick's just going to be the official synopsis guy, even though I picked
If
it.
you haven't caught on by now, yeah. Okay, Seconds. It follows an old
About time.
follows an old bank teller who's finds himself tailed by some guy. He receives a mysterious phone call. He goes to this address, and there he winds up in the presence of this mysterious company, and they explain to him that they're going to kill him and swap his body, essentially. So after having his situation laid out before him, how tragically pathetic his life is, he goes through with it, and he swaps his body and moves to a new home and goes to live about a new life. But things aren't all as they seem, as the saying goes. And he starts to question his own existence, and he has to find out what the meaning of it is. That's about right?
And it's not so much a body swap as much as it's like I look different.
Body
Yeah.
modification.
Body mods.
Body augmentation.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
This is a trip, man.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
so much of a trip, I had a panic attack.
Did you?
On the inside.
Dude.
I haven't been this stressed since probably I saw A Quiet Place like a couple
Oh,
years
wow.
back. It's that kind.
Dude.
For those who don't know, I panicked a lot during that movie. And when I watched Seconds, it was like that, but a little more existential. It was crazy.
Yeah.
You want to talk about a trip? That opening.
That opening.
Perfect.
Whoa.
The most perfect. Oh, dude.
Yeah.
I was blown away.
And that organ score that goes with it.
Dude.
That's
Yeah.
so. Like,
Jer-
way to go with the theme of, like, rebirth and death with this church organ score. It's
Yeah.
haunting as hell, dude. It is so good.
Thank you, Jerry Goldsmith.
Yeah, what
Yeah.
a
One of the
yeah,
greats.
great opening.
It's never disappointing when he does the score.
Oh man, the music in this is full of life.
Oh man, yeah.
Completely full of life. Every time. Oh.
The atmosphere.
Tell me about it, dude.
The
Tell me about
atmosphere
it.
is hasty.
Yeah, it starts off almost kind of noirish with that.
It really
much.
does,
with
man.
the someone's following the main character. You don't know really what their intention is, but
Yeah.
and those sweet shots where the camera's
the
like
shoulder?
body mounted like on them,
Like
or
a
those
snorri
wide-angle
cam,
shot.
like an early snorri cam almost.
Dude.
Yeah,
The
freaking love those. That was so good.
camera work as a whole was
Oh, yeah, the camera-
very
It
inventive.
was like perfect.
Yeah,
for me.
I don't-
A perfect movie visually. The camera had so
Dude.
much energy.
I imagine you were like screaming. It was so
I
good.
basically was.
Dude, it was
my
like
jaw was dropped when I was watching.
it was so damn impressive.
It was fantastic. And I just like how they this is oh man. This is so difficult for me to talk about. This is
Yeah.
like I like movies like this, but I don't watch them a whole lot cuz I feel a little alienated when I watch them for the first time, but it's really good thought provoker. It's a really good thought provoker, I should say. It's great how they set up this character and they slowly just like bring it in, sort of thing, or like the build up to him meeting this company is just like, what in the hell? It's creepy,
Dude.
It is very creepy.
And with Frankenheimer, that shouldn't be so surprising. Apparently, this is part of his official, unofficial paranoia trilogy. One of them being the Manchurian Candidate, which is a very famous
yeah.
bit of paranoia filmmaking. and another film that I don't remember. But yeah, that sense of paranoia is so palpable.
It's unreal.
It's very
Absolutely.
nerve-wracking.
The writer is Louis John Carnilo.
Mm-hmm.
Dude, the way he strings the audience along with this story, the way it's just like portrayed that I felt crazy at times. I
Yeah.
was like, dude, what's wrong with this main character? And I'm
Right.
like, probably nothing, but I really feel like something huge is about to like flip
Sure.
all
Yeah.
the time.
You know what it was? Freaking okay. When he first gets into like the office of the CEO or whatever, or the boss of the company, I should say, and boss is very casual. He's very welcoming, inviting, and homey sort of thing.
Yeah.
But our hero, we'll call him Arthur right now. He's just completely at a loss. He doesn't know what in the hell is just happening. And then the boss brings up like, so the circumstances of your death, just this will happen and this will happen, and then Arthur's just immediately shocked.
Yeah.
It's like,
They have
"The
it all
fuck?
figured
I
out
didn't
already.
say anything about that.
Yeah. Right.
That was crazy. I felt that right when he felt that.
You're like, oh,
Yeah.
so that's how I die.
What?
And
That's
then,
not cool.
And then they bring up the whole blackmailing thing, which was weird.
Yeah.
Where they show him a clip of him ravishing a woman
Oh,
who
that
he
was-
didn't actually
that made me
Dude.
touch.
That made me feel dirty.
And it was just like,
Jumping between the same shot
yeah,
from different perspectives was so weird.
it was.
All those fisheye shots.
It was like, what? It becomes much more like sinister very quickly. You're like,
Yeah.
what is the actual
Yeah.
intention of this company?
And then the old geezer scientist
Dude.
walks in. Okay, that long take
Oh,
where
it
he's,
was 5.5 minutes.
was it really?
It was over 5 minutes.
Holy cow!
I could just see the sadness brewing in
That scene
Arthur.
was like perfect.
Who is he? John Randolph. He plays Arthur in the movie.
Dude, John Randolph was George Costanza's original dad in Seinfeld
Oh.
before Jerry Stiller took the
no
role.
way.
Yeah.
He looked familiar. I knew that, and he's just a face you couldn't quite place him at the time. But
Yeah, and he's way younger, but
yeah, but dude, this guy, I've never felt more sad for a fella in a long time.
Yeah.
He's just the scientist guy is just telling him how pathetic his life is.
That's the thing.
And he's
That's
just
what's
forced
so-
to sit there.
He's selling him this idea that his life is awful. There's nothing in it that's worth living, but like nothing in his life is worth anything. And he's so selling him this idea, and like he's just like, well, I guess you're right. I don't really have anything. Nothing in my life's really
doesn't
important.
even
My
say
kid,
it.
my wife, like
He doesn't even say it. You
No.
can see him trembling
yeah,
right
you can
in
see
front
him
of your
thinking like,
the
face.
fact that's the one they did the oneer on.
yeah, what a great choice.
Just sets it in so well.
God.
It was
Thinking about it right
hard to
now.
watch.
It's making me think about it. It's like, oh, is my life that shitty too? oh no.
Yeah, what a great moment.
Yeah.
My
And
goodness.
then, yeah. Oh, yeah, we're getting into spoilers like always, so get ready for
Hopefully
that.
you
folks.
watch the movie.
Yeah. So, they go through with the operation. I think we're just going to go through this step by step,
Yeah, why not?
practically.
If we know it.
Yeah, we're going to examine the shit out of this. Then they go through the operation, and that itself is kind of scary. Just
Yeah.
the way they directed that. Yeah, there was music in that, but it wasn't it was omnipresent more of. It was very much building the atmosphere. And yeah, just the way they do this operation, it feels I don't know how to describe it. It's
Not right.
Nefarious.
Mm.
It's a very nefariously directed sequence where they reshape his body and do this operation. You know
They just
what?
keep parts of his face too. It wasn't like his entire face. They remove chunks.
Yeah.
It's like certain parts. So he has similar structure in a way, but it's the eyes, the cheekbones, like
Yeah.
those certain parts, identifiable parts, are swapped from another corpse.
Yeah.
Rock Hudson.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then
Oh,
he's
man.
turned into Rock Hudson. But even before he turns into Rock Hudson, just a couple more notes. It's like, okay, when he's in the bandages and he's trying to like
Speak.
speak.
I hated that.
I hated that.
Oh yeah.
That was unnecessary.
They explained they
For
did
my
the tongue
anxiety.
thing, and then the larynx or whatever, his vocal cords. I was stressing out. I was like, what if
Totally.
you talk
can't-
too much when you've had vocal work?
Right. What happens?
What happens to your throat?
Oh man.
Yeah.
And those bandages are just unsettling to look at.
Oh, totally.
So are the stitches and like the staples or whatever.
Yeah, then they take the mask off, and then
Dude,
comes Rock
you
Hudson.
feel the anticipation of that reveal. You're like, because you imagine yourself in his shoes. Like, this is
like, fuck, what's it gonna look
yeah.
like?
Got
No.
big Twilight Zone
totally. This could
Yeah.
easily
vibes when
be
it
a
was
Twilight Zone episode.
the pig episode, the pig people.
Ooh,
Oh.
I haven't seen that one.
Okay, I've
It's about a
Oh,
woman.
I've heard of that one,
Her
yes.
head is bandaged the entire episode,
Yeah.
and at the very end, they reveal what she looks like.
oh man, oh man.
And you're
okay.
waiting the whole movie. It's so stressful.
Yeah. So yeah, Rock Hudson. Oh my god. This guy's amazing. Yeah, he's one of those classic Hollywood actors, and the word is this is a radically different movie than what he's normally done. Because he's
Right.
done epic classics like Giant and everything with James Dean, but now comes like this really experimental, funky thriller sort of thing.
Yeah.
And he kills it, absolutely.
Yeah.
It's
That
quite
first part
convincing.
when he's on the airplane and just I don't know, the way he stumbles into that bathroom, he gives himself a really gritty look in the mirror, and then he takes a bunch of those pills. I don't know, that's such like that's on par with most noir tough guys.
yeah.
This was just noir the whole way.
Yeah.
Pretty much. I wouldn't even call this like noir in the traditional sense.
Not in the traditional sense, but
Like,
it
yeah,
has
it's
the the tone of it.
It's got the touch. Yeah, and the rest of it is just kind of you're just watching this guy trying to live out this new life, trying to talk about a guy that's not comfortable in his own skin. That's incredible
Yeah.
performance.
But
Oh, was that? Did I do something? I'm legitimately asking. I was too into my.
it's not his skin.
Okay, yeah. I still
Nice.
don't get it. Anyway, what do you
Okay.
think? What do you think of the Midsummer scene? Jumping.
Didn't
ahead
care
here.
for it.
It went on too long.
Way too
I
long.
think the second act is
second act.
kind of weak, a little underdeveloped.
Yeah,
think-
but
That went on too long. That
That
could have easily been like
festival
a
party
minute
thing?
long.
Yeah.
dude,
Yeah.
completely lost. Brain turned off. I was
Yeah.
done at that point.
How many vines of grapes do they have?
Dude, I stopped caring. I was like, I'm just like looking at my hands.
Yeah.
Just like trying to think of
when you're
anything
so-
to do to stay awake.
You're so
Yeah.
bored by a movie, you have to look at your hands.
Dude,
What
I
am I
was looking
doing
at
here?
everything.
Yeah, 'cause
but
it's
the
like-
movie.
It's a.
Well, even I was.
They
kind
should
of-
have kept it, but not that long, because it's like
No.
it's necessary because it shows him like being more comfortable in his own skin and getting used to his new body and his life. But that was such a long scene. Even the director too, he thought it was a little bit too long
Really?
as well.
Good. It was.
So yeah, I don't know why it was so long, but it was like an actual party that they had. It was non-actors and everything.
You know what it is? I wouldn't
yeah.
mind the long length or scenes like this.
It just
if-
became a little bit
if-
too whimsical and
No, not even that. It's if the character did something, like if
Yeah,
he
he doesn't really
spoke
do
up more. I don't like it when they don't speak up. It's like they don't. They're just kind of letting this happen to themselves.
Yeah.
And they don't
Well, you
have to
can-
like it.
it really shows that those that you mentioned they were non-actors. It really shows when the actor's uncomfortable, and the fact he wasn't like being himself or talking really stands out now to me.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, oh, it's because it was kind of like an impromptu, do the thing because it's a party.
You're right.
That's
Probably something like
kinda-
that. I don't know.
Something like
explains
that. Yeah.
why it felt so aimless.
Yeah.
Yeah. What I did like was the editing in that scene, like how they obscured nudity. Like
It was
that's
smart.
that was
good.
crafty stuff. Even like that's not uncommon for movies that day. James Bond movies were doing that all the time, but still, like that.
Especially when
It was well
everyone's
done.
nude in the scene, it's like
Yeah,
I
yeah.
get what you're saying.
Camera
Yeah, they're
guys,
constantly
like-
zooming in. They're constantly zooming in, zooming out. They're whipping it all around. Ha, giggity. And yeah, I like that part of it. And then it gets to that party scene afterwards, and then it picks up again.
Dude, when he got drunk,
He got just pissed ass.
that
drunk.
was good.
That was quite
That
good.
was gnarly. I just want you to know, I'm going to attack you later. I thought you should know that.
I paint naked.
And I like that reveal too when he finds out that there are others like him and
When
they
he's on the
also
bed.
know. Yeah.
Dude.
What a great
Oh,
shot too.
That POV.
Yeah. Oh,
Amazing.
I love it.
And then he's trying to have fun, and then and then it reveals he pauses, and then he starts screaming his head off.
Yeah.
Lady comes running in. screaming at him.
Yeah, it's not. No, they have him pinned down to the bed. John tells him they're all reborn, and then he realizes, oh fuck.
When you see it set in,
Yeah.
Yeah.
that performance. He's great this entire movie.
Yeah, Rock
I'd say.
Hudson is rock solid the whole way. It's great.
Yeah, I think too, like, because
It's very much an experimental film, and it really draws you into its absolutely weirdo.
I think what
world.
kind of lost me in that act is like, because later on he realizes like I don't want this life. Like this isn't who I am. I didn't choose this. I want to restart and try again.
That stressed me out.
Right,
Yeah.
but like there was nothing really clear in the movie why he didn't like his life. There was
Yeah.
nothing in it that like said like, oh, that's very obvious.
It felt forced.
Yeah,
Prob-
well,
a
it,
little-
just, it didn't
Kinda
feel
happened.
explained at all.
Yeah.
Which is why it felt forced because they didn't really explain it.
If I had to give a reason, I would say it's because he probably didn't do a whole lot of this stuff when he was
And-
Arthur Hamilton.
Right, and so
Well,
that's yeah.
for context, his new name is Wilson, but yeah, when he was Arthur, I reckon he wouldn't do that much.
right, and
'Cause-
it's like yeah,
Yeah, he was a tennis player back then, but he didn't strike me as like a guy that used to party hard or anything like
yeah,
that.
party, or he's not a professional painter, which is what his new persona is. He's a professional
I
painter. He
guess,
doesn't even have to
yeah.
paint essentially either.
Yeah,
And
I'm-
it showed when he gets to the festival place that he's really uncomfortable at first.
yeah,
Yeah,
But he starts liking it.
yeah. So it
Yeah.
got a little like I feel like they could have added a little bit more to show that like this
Yeah.
is not his, like he does not enjoy living like this.
yeah.
But I think once it gets to the once he gets back to the company, it explains him like
Oh,
I need to. Oh god,
oh man.
yeah.
Okay,
That
then there's another great scene with Murray Hamilton, the mayor from Jaws.
Yep.
Oh
Yep.
my god.
Yep.
Like
Yep.
I loved him in Jaws, but I did not think he was that talented.
He got some depth.
He's got depth, man. He's
He's
shedding
good.
tears like nobody's business. And he finally gets picked, and it's like, oh,
yeah.
character resolved, but also he's gonna,
It's gonna work this time.
yeah.
That was a great scene.
But it's also kind of dark because he won't be the same person. You know, he's not gonna be the same person on the outside,
Right.
And I don't know. That just horrifies me when your identity is ripped from you like that on a deeper level. Sort of. Like something is amiss. You're not gonna be yourself anymore. It's like I would not want that for anything. Just I had some I dealt with some issues watching this movie. Clearly,
Yeah. Shoot. Yeah, this is a heavy one.
this was
The-
really heavy.
the
I
ending
was
of this
feeling
film.
the tension.
The ending is perfect.
It's like
The ending. The ending.
The ending is perfect.
I never usually get like flustered at an ending, but
Oh.
good grief, dude. I lost it.
The moment
Freaking A. It's
moment-
just it's so scary. Like, but not in like a horror movie sense. It's just like,
I'd say so.
oh, it is almost I get what you're saying.
It's
but
just
good
really uncomfortable.
It scared me kind of like how Rosemary's Baby scared me. It's like there's all these people after this one person. They're all working against him, and he's powerless to do anything about it.
Yeah, because essentially he comes back to the company and explains them that he wants to have another shot at this procedure.
Yeah. So they
And
so they prep him. They put him on this
Right.
gurney, and then they wheel him out. And the moment they 180'd him back the other way down the hallway, I knew something was up.
they bring out the priest,
The priest was there,
and you're like,
and then
Dude.
Rock starts screaming
I was
again.
gonna say once he got really upset, I was
Yeah.
like, "This is hard to watch.
Uh-huh.
This is crazy."
It's Rock Hudson's performance probably
He's great the whole way
Yeah.
through. It's unreal.
He is.
Yeah.
He is. But I think for my first impression of it,
Yeah.
who knows if I'll watch this again, but I'll probably will because it's so good.
I'm gonna watch it.
I
I mean,
again.
I'll watch
Yeah.
again. I'm just saying
Right,
that because
right.
I'm so freaked out right now. Rock Hudson's performance in this movie might be one of the most chilling I've ever watched.
yeah,
Quite possibly.
I could see that.
It's-
Especially when you know that that's not really him.
and
It's freaky to think about that there's someone else under that skin. It's like,
and then the last scene of this movie, I think rivals and like
Perfect.
Yeah,
Perfect,
it's pretty perfect.
scary, haunting. I couldn't help but think of like Night of the Living Dead, how that movie ended. I don't know, the strangest connection. One, they end on a still frame. They like zoom in on a corner of the frame, and it just overall kind of leaves you with a haunting ending.
Dude.
It's
Hey, they explain him what his
pass me
death
the cerebral
is.
drill.
What do they explain his death is? Was it a car crash or
Yeah,
something like that? And
some kind of car accident, and then they grab the cerebral
like,
drill.
where are we gonna put the hemorrhage? Like right behind the ear.
They're gonna.
Oh.
They're explaining the manner at which he will be killed.
Looking at the light with the drill was too much.
That's what got me. That's what
That was too much.
That was
way
the-
too scary.
That's where I did the Night of the Living Dead comparison in my head, because it ended in a similar way, because it's just like still frames and you have the sound effects, the very chilling sound effects. It just unsettled me very greatly.
Yeah.
I'd say
Seconds was awesome.
It
Seconds was quite cool.
it's just like, God, it just shows like you can't do anything in your exterior that's going to change your life. It's like you either fix what's in your life, fix yourself. You can't buy a procedure that's going to fix your life or make it
Yeah.
any better.
It's all character, baby.
And you can't have a second chance. There's no second chance.
No,
None.
You get one
It's-
life.
You get one life. And that's like, oh.
Stress.
Yeah, stress. Thanks.
And
Frank.
for them to kind of play it towards the end, we're like, okay, maybe he does get a, because I wasn't really too sure what was happening with his
Yeah.
friend. Like, what was his friend?
Yeah, Charlie.
Because was he getting another procedure?
Well,
They didn't really
I think it was
explain
no, it was a waiting room for another procedure,
So essentially,
But-
yeah,
and they fed Wilson that lie that he could wait in there and do it again or restart his life again.
Because what confused me is like, why didn't Wilson get the same chance as like? Why do they automatically essentially just bring him straight to the procedure room?
I don't know.
But to kill him essentially, to use his body as a cadaver.
Yeah,
I don't know.
it makes you think, man.
Because
How about this scene
I
where
don't
he
know.
visits his wife as Wilson?
Oof. Yeah.
Oh man, jeez, Louise.
Yeah, him trying to get a little bit of info out of her, like what was he like? Was he, just
This whole movie
all these questions
screams
that you would ask.
tragic.
Yeah.
These hurt me. These actually hurt me in my heart, in my feelings.
Yeah,
It's brutal. It's brutal on your emotions. This is like a downer film, but this is a great downer film.
And
is a
I
great downer
couldn't
film.
get over the camera work.
Oh, yeah.
Favorite part was definitely camera work for me. It
That-
was just so energetic
Yeah.
and just it felt so. Oh man, it felt so modern.
I think
It really did.
one of my favorite scenes that kind of like blew me away and towards the very beginning is when him and his wife are in the room and they're in separate beds and you can tell
Yeah.
he's having like an issue and she goes over to him and like they embrace and kiss, but like it doesn't feel like a good moment between them. It feels very uneasy. Like
Yeah,
the
she-
husband is still just like, you can tell he's not really happy in that moment, and that tension there was just like, it blew my mind.
You
It was-
She-
felt it.
dude, it was
Oh yeah, when they got
Oh.
done kissing and she just backs away.
Yeah.
Very quietly.
and
And she
nothing
cries
said.
to herself, doesn't she?
I don't think so. She just kind of like pats his back, and it's just like,
Oh sure. I thought she cried.
I don't think so. But
Yeah. No, that doesn't sound right now that I think about it. But yeah, that was a scene.
Yeah, it's really strong movie, really powerful.
Very strong
Good
experimental
thinker.
thriller.
What would you guys rate it?
Oh. I go 4. I think it'd be a 4 for me.
4.5.
4.5.
I think. Yeah, even though I felt it was a little weak in the second act, I still think overall it's one of the better films I've seen in a long time.
Yeah.
It's
I'm gonna hit it with a
necessary.
yeah.
I would say
Absolutely.
I don't know. I think it's pretty darn essential.
yeah.
I'm probably gonna do a flat 4 just because
Yeah.
thinking of watching it again, the festival bit I'm dreading. I'm just like, I might just fast forward through this part
Maybe.
next time.
Yeah, maybe. I mean, you get why it's there, but it's just
long and monotonous. And
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm saying a 4 because it's an incredible film, but I need to really sit on it to really say, okay, this is impeccable. Like, it's incredible, but is it impeccable?
I'll probably like it more next time I see it, honestly.
Yeah, now that I know what I'm getting into. See, I told Victor in the car the other night, like, this is a difficult week. Why are you doing this to me?
Yeah, I didn't think I'd be picking 2 films with corporate surveillance and selling you this idea that you need to buy our product to fix your life.
Stress me
Uh-oh.
out, bro.
Sorry, there's consequences.
Which
Oopsies.
which leads us to our next movie.
The one I had a huge mental problem with. This was hard for
good.
me to watch.
George Lucas's THX 1138. Let's break it down here. THX 1138 is set in a dystopian future. Follows a factory worker, designation THX 1138. He's a sheeple. He's a cog in the machine of a future of automation and labor, and just very totalitarian. One day, his roommate partner Lua 2958 or whatever, she stops taking his. She swaps out his sedatives that are his mandatory sedatives. And suddenly he becomes this very emotional butterfly. His emotions open up, and that leads to them doing the do, as it were. And the whole movie is just him just kind of like, I guess not like a personal fight, but just sort of living in this world of surveillance and paranoia and so on, while trying to feel something again. That's the best I can do.
Yeah.
And yeah, wow, wow, man. To think if George Lucas didn't make big with Star Wars, this could have been his career path.
I wish it was. I wish he'd continue with films like this.
Well, dude, it's interesting to see the different dynamic between his view of like a dystopian sci-fi and a fantastical sci-fi.
Sure,
It really
absolutely,
is.
Yeah,
It's 180.
Yeah,
man. His vision is
Yeah.
pretty phenomenal.
Part Ray Bradbury, part George Orwell,
Yeah.
part Stanley Kubrick.
It's a great universe.
It really
I'd
is.
say.
It's strong world building.
Yeah, when they're in the factories working and everything.
God, the opening montage,
Oh
was
yes,
freaking
bam.
great. It
On
was
the
so
point.
chaotic. There was so much going on and so many
Yeah.
screens and voices being heard, and it's like,
Yeah, there's
hard to
radiation
keep
leaks
up.
here, freaking robot parts there, and just it's crazy on an audio level. So
Dude, yeah.
big mad props to Walter Murch, the legendary Walter Murch, for these sound design montages, or sound montages they're called. Yeah, the genius work there. And yeah, that opening is crazy. What they do. I guess I agree. The opening is crazy.
Yeah.
Just how it just hits all your senses with so much going on. To really just how oppressive it is, but in the most but also kind of like a mundane way.
Dude, it's chaotic in the most monotone
and manufactured
description
way.
of it.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's like they're working, but this is all so insane. I don't know how anyone could survive under that pressure.
Dude, I got so anxious watching this movie. I was so stressed. I was warding off an anxiety attack like the whole movie.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
I was like, just the idea of like, life is so bland.
Yeah, man.
Everything in this is monotone, and just like, you have no say over anything. You
No.
just do the thing, very bland, and then you die. I was like, I hate this movie. So it's really good. It's just
Right, I get what you're saying,
mentally,
though.
I was like, I
Good
don't
grief.
like this
It-
one.
It's
Didn't sit with me.
It hit you in the feels.
Just the scene
Dude.
when she goes in the medicine cabinet, And they speak to her through the camera. It's just like they're watching her. Every
What's
move.
wrong?
Yeah, what's wrong? Oh, it's nothing. And then it's like, and then they hold on to that voice clip, and it's like it goes through a machine. It's like everything you do is monitored and dissected. Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
I'm reading 1984 right now, and there's so many parallels, and it's so.
Well,
It's stressful to watch.
Yeah. Well, I see the Ray Bradbury connection too on my end because I read half of Fahrenheit 451 back in high school. I still remember it pretty well.
Yeah.
But just the whole, very much like Guy in 451, THX. Eventually, he's our character who breaks the trance, the monotony of it all, and he sees the lights and how really fucking boring this future is. And he's got to fight for something better or something. He's not even like fighting. He's just kind of trying to stay low.
He's just trying to
yeah.
exist while being led by everything else. He's so just letting everything control him.
Yeah, Robert Duvall, fantastic actor, legendary actor. He does a pretty good job in this movie. Mm-hmm. Although I wish he was a little more expressive. I mean, I'm not sure what that would mean for the story. Like they would catch him sooner or something.
Yeah,
like that, but
I don't think it would work.
probably not. But some hint that he's a little more free emotionally. Than just maybe.
I get it, but I don't know if that would make sense for the character.
Like Donald Pleasance was more emotional than him.
That's fair, but he seemed a little bit nuts.
Yeah.
Yeah, and yeah, talk about reliable nut job for a character like this. Donald Pleasance, legendary actor. I love him.
Yeah.
Yeah, this movie also had a really strong metaphor for depression. That was why I hated it.
Okay.
Really?
Too much.
Do you want to elaborate on such a thing?
It's so bland and everything is so meaningless. It's like, dude, this is what depression is like, and it's hard to watch.
Mm-hmm.
What I liked too was the confession room.
I was about to say, all
Yeah.
those confession booth scenes, like
that freaked me out.
yeah,
Just like,
all those pre-recorded responses when he wasn't even
Yes.
talking out
dude,
loud.
that was freaky because like you could see that fitted into some sort of dystopian society where there's still freedom of religion, but it's a digitalized
It's
Jesus telescreen.
Yeah. And how about that lizard moth thing in the circuit board?
Oh,
That was
yeah.
sick.
That was cool, but that was also like
was he trying? Was he running the show there, or what was?
I don't
No,
know.
he's just in the circuits.
That looked like
Okay.
probably
Well,
something he had in
well, that
post.
okay, yeah, that was pretty good.
That's probably something Lucas added like in 2004 when he updated it.
Oh yes.
Yeah, they
CGI
did
CGI.
redo.
Speaking of
CGI
which-
today.
See, this is the
This is a George Lucas. This is the unfortunate sci-fi film that was a George Lucas 1970s sci-fi film, and in recent years he did a special edition treatment on it, and there is some notable CGI added to this film.
Yeah, so we watched the director's cut, by the way.
Yes.
Because they didn't have the regular on Blu-ray, I don't think.
Is it even available?
I don't know. Because it was just the one disc, so I don't know. If
You'd think because
they would have
it's Warner
the
Brothers
thre-
instead of Fox
theatrical.
now.
Yeah.
You
but-
think it'd be different? They'd be more lenient to release the original cut or something.
Right. So it's hard to say what
Yeah.
besides the CG was the original stuff.
Yeah. Well,
I don't know.
Well,
I know they have it on IMDb. You can see what everything was added, but I
Perhaps,
didn't
yeah.
take care to look.
but speaking of like the CGI, like I didn't quite mind it so much. I mean, sometimes I minded it, but it wasn't as. It didn't noticeably shake things up like Star Wars.
Right.
It didn't feel like it altered anything substantial. At best, you get expanded cityscapes and a couple more effects-driven sequences. Like there was the final car chase at the end, which I call the speed racer scene.
Dude, it looked like F-Zero or something. I
Yeah.
was like, the movie was like, first act was incredible. Second act, nothing happened.
Yeah.
Third act was written by a 13-year-old.
Pretty much.
Fast car goes real fast. Like, ugh.
Yeah, and then he fights sewer monkeys a
Okay,
little bit. That was
definitely
strange.
added
Oh yeah,
because you don't even see
Written
the dude's
by
face. You don't even see Duvall's face in that
13-year-old.
scene.
yeah.
It was really awkward.
Yeah.
See, that's the
The
thing.
whole third
Like the
act.
first act was awesome. It was great world building, and
okay. Yeah, and
but the second, I felt, I don't know, kind of bored to be honest.
I was gonna say it's not a perfect film. Like pacing does take a hit halfway through when they're in the prison. I think.
Yeah,
I
it
did
felt-
like the look of that.
See,
prison,
that's the
though.
thing,
That was
like,
awesome.
visually, it's like, wow, I love it.
Yep.
But what happens, it's a little awkward. It's kind of directed a little awkward, really, at times.
Yeah, Sid
The
Haig is
whole-
there. Sid Haig is there. He beats up a little person that looks like Bam Margera from Jackass.
He just kind of pet him though, right?
I guess so, yeah. But he didn't like that. It was unwarranted petting.
Yeah.
Me too, as it were.
Hashtag me too.
Oh boy.
What confused me was when THX is in a holding room for the first time, and his partner comes
The
in.
white room.
Yeah,
Everything's white. There's
the
nothing.
white room.
but she comes into the room, and no one notices. That's what confused me. She goes
I
in and
guess
tells them
so.
that she's pregnant, and they get
Yeah.
naked, and then
they
the
do
cops
it,
come.
and then the cops come.
I was a little confused. Like, how did she get in there in the first place?
Yeah.
How did? It was a little weird.
I was wondering if it was like they were testing them.
See, I thought like maybe it was a hallucination he was having,
Could
because they
be.
did kind of describe that because there's that one scene where those two people are basically controlling his body.
Oh, I love
movements.
that
See,
part.
that's why I think they were testing him because they're like,
yeah.
it's kind
That
of like
would-
a room where they can kind of like monitor safely what he's gonna do.
Because then they
Yeah.
also mentioned too, like if it goes too high, then it can mess with his.
Don't go over 4.8.
Yeah, it
Yeah,
did something to
4.7.
his mind. So maybe that was like a little thing he was having.
Yeah.
Little vision, but
I
yeah, I don't know.
I just noticed. Are you starting like a THX cosplay right now, Victor?
No, I've been bald for a few months.
I know.
Just haven't got it cut in a while. Yeah,
Just timing. The timing
good
is
timing.
great.
Good timing.
Yeah. Then they meet, or then THX and SEN. They're trying to escape the prison. They meet this hologram character.
Yeah,
But he's not a hologram because he's interacting with tangible environment.
Yeah.
yeah, it didn't really make much sense.
Nice job, George Lucas.
Stick to actual robots. You know.
I mean, they're building C-3POs in there basically.
They pretty much
Essentially, yeah,
were.
They looked like.
I like
just
the
him.
I like the security bots in this movie.
Dude,
Yeah,
Yeah.
the police in this are just like regular looking cops, but then their faces are just silver,
right?
Yeah.
I think it's
and
a great
they got like
design.
cattle prods.
Actually, any part that would show skin on a human, it was silver. If you look like the neckline and whatnot,
was
that was
cool.
neat. Yeah. What do you think of like the Buck Rogers teaser at the beginning of this?
I was not sure where the movie was gonna go when that happened.
Yeah.
I thought they were watching it in like a theater room or something. That's where it was going to start, but
Oh,
I
sure.
didn't mind it, and
Yeah,
just
I think it set me up pretty well because George Lucas he's very liberal with his Buck Rogers influences,
okay.
inspiration. It was all over Star Wars, but yeah, this THX strikes like that same brand of pulp sci-fi you would find in 1940s film serials, and I thought it was neat sort of thing. As far as like a taste test,
right.
I mean, Buck Rogers is probably more exciting than this movie, but yeah. And I don't mean that in a bad way. Just like Buck Rogers is more action driven,
Sure.
like film serials should be. This is more thought provoking. This is more intellectual,
Yeah.
and
It felt like it, but then the second act, just nothing happens.
Yeah.
And then the third act, it devolves again and
Yeah.
almost
Yeah.
takes steps backwards. The first act sets up something that's really deep and intelligent, but then it just starts like clumsily slipping over itself.
Yeah, because the second
constantly.
act's kind of it's THX going to find his partner.
yeah, LUH.
but not very
really?
quickly. Not very
Yeah.
quickly at all.
Yeah, no.
There's a lot of stops.
I liked
and-
when they were sneaking through like the circuit board room with
Yeah.
the security bots chasing them.
But then they find out that she is not where he thought they were, or she's not where. Yeah,
Yeah, she's dead. She's pretty much dead.
that was it, right?
I think it was it, yeah. Oh no, they get to a control room of some kind and they look for her. And then they find she went to some kind of room where basically she was shriveled up and turned into a fetus. Or they extracted the baby. They extracted the baby and
Right.
disposed of her body.
I can't remember exactly.
And it was there I was waiting for some kind of emotional response on Duvall's part and it didn't happen.
Yeah,
Right there should have been some kind of reaction, I think.
I don't know if I don't even know if he was on his meds at that point.
He wasn't on his meds, but
yeah.
No.
still, he's on the run. He's got nothing to hide at this point. Let out some tears or a scream or something. Yeah, characterization is a little hit and miss sometimes. Or like at least the ideas behind the characters are there, but the execution of them not quite the strongest. And that's really kind of been George Lucas's problem when he's like a sole writer sometimes, because Star Wars the characters wouldn't have been nearly as awesome if there wasn't input from another writer or the actors playing them.
Yeah.
And you noticeably see it in the prequel movies.
He also edited this.
Yeah.
He did, yeah.
And I feel like that's why some of the scenes really started falling apart in Act 2, because he's like, it's his baby. He wants to show all of it, and that, I think, backfired ultimately.
Yeah, I don't know. It's hard to say.
It is
'Cause there
hard
are
to
some
say.
pretty cool edited scenes.
Yeah, and some of the
But-
camera shots were really good.
Yeah, but it's just the structure of that
Yeah.
second act. It's just a little clumsy, a little
Yeah.
awkward.
Yeah, I did like the music a lot.
Music was good.
Yeah, Lalo Schifrin.
That made me...
You couldn't have asked for a
Hey.
more classic composer.
The only problem was when it was like monotone and like held a note for like scenes on end. I got so anxious. I was like, I hate this tone. This tone is stressing me out really bad.
Mission
man.
accomplished.
So you didn't like the third act when it goes into
No.
the escape essentially?
No.
Okay. Okay.
It just, it's not what the first act built up for me.
I would say so.
Okay.
Yeah, and on top of the early 2000s CG sequences, that just adds more to the there's I can't think of the word right now. I guess not wonkiness. The not disjointed. I can't.
I think
of
you're
it.
saying something similar to what you mean.
Yeah.
I get what you're saying.
Okay, good. Stop me when you figure it out.
Just list the
The
adjectives.
Rubik's Cube of a sentence.
But do you like him like where it ends, or
That was
is that what
I
you
think it's a good ending. I'm just like,
you just don't like how it got
It-
there in that act?
No.
The chase.
It was
Okay.
kind of it was felt sudden for me because he's climbing up this big tunnel. They call off the security bots. They say he won't survive, and the sun
goes down.
it goes down.
That's-
well, just the fact he finds the sun at all. It's like, okay, that's neat. I wasn't even thinking about that the whole movie. Good one there.
Yeah, because it's underground.
It's an
cities.
underground metropolis. That explains it all.
I think that was such a beautiful ending.
It was.
I was like, God dang,
yeah, but it's still
Lucas.
Yeah, it still left me wanting more a little bit.
Well, see, that's what I like too with the cops, because we just want to help you.
Oh, they
we're-
did?
Well, that's what they say.
Oh, okay.
Like you'll be safe with us.
I got mixed up.
Oh no.
They don't want to help him.
Yeah, right. But I think that ending was pretty good. I don't know, the car chase too. I didn't mind it. It
Oh.
was a little long.
Well, I liked it when
But-
they were just in the tunnel and it
Yeah.
was the two bots on the motorcycles.
Yeah.
A couple of good motorcycle crashes
Like
too.
the on foot chase was a little.
Yeah, the foot chase was funky.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. How about they finally escape the prison and they open the door and they're just in a flood of people.
Right.
That was kind of neat.
Yeah, I didn't mind that.
I like this sudden, overwhelming, and oppressing feel
yeah.
it got across. It's like, yeah, holy shit, where did these people come from? I'm drowning, help me.
And then you watch. His name is Sen, right?
Yeah, S-E-N.
yeah.
Donald Pleasance.
And then you kind of watch him roam around for a while. And that
Yeah.
too, I wasn't minding it, but I was just like, I don't really want to watch him.
Yeah, the one part that has merit, I think, is when he goes to the church or whatnot.
I liked that.
The
yeah.
the questioning of faith bits. That wasn't too bad.
Yeah, I was just in.
I just
it's
love Donald
a
Pleasance.
recording room.
Yeah,
You can just see the behind. Yeah, it was just like. Yeah, I don't
yeah.
know.
Then they take
Very
him
good.
away later. It's like, what? Who knows what's gonna happen now?
Right.
I think my favorite scene was when he got his mind controlled.
That was sweet. I want to know if that was actually Duvall doing his eyeballs or if that was
Oh,
Oh.
CG augmentation.
I wonder.
I don't know.
I
I
wonder.
wonder.
Is
But
that
it was
when
cool.
he's
You know, there's like it's up to interpretation. I think the workers purposefully made him do that. I mean, he was clearly off his meds; they could read it on him. But had they not interfered with him, they wouldn't have had this whole debacle where he loses control, he stops doing his work, and then that work causes more havoc.
I think
for
what it just
systems.
shows is the lack of what's the word? Let's just say not very competent,
Incompetence. Yeah.
very incompetent
incompetence,
government system
Yeah.
where there's so many different heads of facilities that need to talk to each other, and when it's not, the teamwork is very disjointed, then
Yes.
it's like mistakes are going to happen, and it's just like so unnecessary. Like, why can't you just come to this decision? There's so many different little like groups that need to confirm this, confirm that, and while you're all talking,
there's a guy
there's a gas
making,
leak and the whole building's gonna explode.
there's a
because you
guy
guys are just
making fatal
incompetent.
mistakes that could kill us all right in front of our face.
Yeah, I think that's what that was
Yeah.
going for. It's just like, and yeah, I don't know.
Yeah. I would like to watch the original cut of this.
Me too. I kind of wish that's what it was.
We gotta. Leave a comment if it's available somewhere, or we're just gonna look this
Oh,
up anyway. Just
Yeah, don't tell us.
get the audience involved. I read. That's how.
Who's the audience? Ryan, Nick, me.
Yeah, if I
Lindsay,
watched
me.
it.
Yeah. Oh.
Anyways, do you
THX?
have any more notes?
It was effective in depicting its universe, but I hated it because it made me feel bad,
Yeah.
weird, and not good. And I had to like fight off just like a really depressing feeling. I was like,
God.
I was just sinking into a hole watching
When's
this.
the last time a movie's made you feel so emotionally invested?
There's been a few, but I know Prisoners hit me hard. Prisoners hit me
Maybe the most
very
recent.
similarly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What about you?
Okay.
What about you, Victor? When's the last time
Oh, what's the last time? Jeez.
you got so into it emotionally? You just couldn't hold back anything.
Recently,
Recently.
God, I can't think of what would. Because I would say Seconds hit me more emotionally than this did.
Of course.
But, oh gosh, that's a great question. I don't know.
Let's
I can't
narrow it
answer
before this episode.
that. Let me look. I don't know. I can't think.
While he's
of
thinking,
anything.
like I said before, Quiet Place did it for me. Hooked me with a monster
don't
movie,
know.
and it was just it developed this really neat story and everything. But that's
What movie?
A Quiet Place.
Oh,
Yeah.
that was the last movie that really.
Yeah. I couldn't.
2 years ago.
I couldn't deal, man. It was incredible. But yeah, that's neither here nor there because we're talking about different movies right now.
Yeah. You guys have anything else that you guys disliked or liked?
No,
Really?
THX 1138. It has some great concepts. Mostly follows through in terms of the backstory and the direction, but the plot could have used a little more to beef it up because it does slouch as it progresses, and if there's more emotion into it as emotion was being discovered, then I think it would have hit harder.
I would say writing weak, world building good.
Did you guys watch the short film that was on it? That
No.
No?
What?
Damn.
There was a short film?
Yeah, what this was based off of.
Oh, okay, yeah. I did know it was this. George Lucas made a student film of this when he was
Exactly.
just starting out, and then he got the financing to do the feature.
Yeah. It's really cool. Hopefully you guys can. It's probably just on YouTube.
Does it work better as a
Probably.
short?
It works very well as a short. It has the same ending as well. If I remember right. Yeah. But the editing in that is much more, and visually it's much more abstract. It's,
Good.
Yeah, I think you would like it.
Cool.
It's the editing's quite bonkers, really.
I'd buy that for $1.
Yeah. I don't know. I don't really have too much to say
Yeah.
about it. I like its depiction of a surveillance dystopia where everything is, you're always watched. Nothing's really yours.
Everyone's sedated.
Everyone's
keep everyone
sedated.
controlled.
Yeah, you're just doing monotonous machine work and
Yeah.
you're always being told what to do. It's very bleak. And
Yeah.
so like the concepts are freaking
Yeah.
are great.
Nails it.
It's just a little bit of like the plot itself can just get a little boring, but
so bleak. They make machines to jerk you off for you. It's.
yeah, I was not expecting the suction
Welcome to
machine.
2020.
Okay.
Did you catch the note in the beginning? Like, so there's like a little clip when you just start in the movie. It says it's rated R, previously rated PG in 1971.
Yeah.
Oh,
And that's getting me
Interesting.
thinking. Cause think of all the edgy PG movies from around that time
Oh, yeah,
that are
there
still
are
PG
plenty.
now, even with all that content.
There were plenty.
Here comes George Lucas. He's even changing his ratings now. It's like, oh yeah, that's PG. Yeah, it's fine right now. 40 years later, Oh no, this is it's rated R.
Sorry, guys.
It's an R-rated. It's an R-rated movie. It's very very
That's so whoopsie.
I also liked when they would use the holograms. Just reminds me of Star Wars holograms. Like you can tell he's just like that was one of his favorite bits. He's like,
Yeah.
I got to keep doing
You
that.
can see
You can see the Star
so
Wars.
much Star Wars in here.
Absolutely.
Before
I-
Star Wars.
I like it.
Yeah.
I like seeing the inception of concepts for
Right.
something bigger.
Yeah,
Those
you
were
can
neat.
see what he kept.
Big agree.
Yeah, yeah. The cityscapes remind me of like Cloud City a little bit.
Yeah.
Dude, watching him watch TV stressed me out too. I was
Really?
like, dude, this is so monotonous.
Yeah,
Just watching this cop beat this dude.
What I found funny too. Oh yeah.
I was like, this is television.
And what I
Yeah.
found funny too is that most of the entertainment actors were black too, which
Pretty
was
much.
interesting.
yeah.
Even the hologram is black, and when he comes up
That is
in that one like
interesting.
prison scene,
That is
they're like,
interesting.
you can tell in Pleasance's face, he's just like, you can
That-
tell he's immediately like put off.
Okay, that is really neat.
Yeah,
Yeah, there's plenty in there to start digging around thematically.
Yeah,
get something
absolutely.
out of it. It's not the most thematically rich, but there's a lot of
It's
it in
pretty
there, and
thematically
you
rich.
you can write a few essays about this movie if
Yeah.
you wanted to. Ratings.
First
Is
off,
that-
you
is
guys like this more than Star Wars or no?
No, Star Wars felt like the full potential. You mean before he changed it, but yeah,
so is that all we have to say for this movie? Is that it?
I think so. Yeah, it's for a first time film. It touches on a lot of concepts, tackles some themes, but it's a little light on plot. Story and plot, I feel, are kind of different from each other at times.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I wouldn't have too big of an issue with I don't mind if the plot's kind of light, but it's the fact that it was just the scenes where it meanders. It really does meander.
If it was meandering,
But
if it was meandering that added to the world more,
yeah, I don't know.
because I would like to see just the society operate for a few more minutes.
I think this would just help watching it another time,
Yeah,
a
like-
second time, because
I can't.
expectations. Yeah. Well,
It's like
sure. Yeah.
it's
no, I
like
get
what
ya.
you said with House of the Devil. You just want more scenes with Greta Gerwig and Jocelyn Donahue.
Right. You want the
hanging out.
mundane stuff in that, but in this you want not the. But I don't know what I'm saying. I can't think of what I'm saying.
You just make. I think basically Richard Linklater should just make a sci-fi film, a dystopian sci-fi film, just
do it.
hanging out.
Just hanging out.
Just
That's all it is.
Yeah,
I mean, that's the first part of 2001.
sure.
Yeah.
This movie. Okay, one last thing I'll say. This, in a strange way, did, like I said before, like it did give me Kubrick vibes a little bit.
He clearly likes Kubrick's.
Absolutely,
2001.
yeah. The plain white walls and just how calm everything is, and even certain sections where, like, the danger is there, but it just looks calm. And Seconds had that too. Like in the surgery scene, they had the charts of Arthur and Wilson back to back. Just the way they cut back to those. Like, remind me of the part where Hal kills the scientists in cryosleep, and it's just
Oh, dude.
That was terrifying.
Don't get me
though.
started on that.
awful to sit through.
But it's kind of cool to see how Lucas started here and now he's family friendly. I know he's not doing the Star Wars movies now, but now he's tied with family friendly Disney movies.
Yeah,
Yeah.
And to see this is like where it kind of began.
yeah.
I hope
mean,
that man does more movies.
It probably won't, but it's
He's
a shame we
never
didn't.
gonna have to another day, and he doesn't have to breathe another day in his life with how much
Probably
money he's
not.
making.
Yeah, I mean, he ain't the best director, but
No.
I would love
Not the best editor or writer.
But I would have loved to seen more out of him, just in some capacity as a director. Like that's
He's
one
got
thing
good sci-fi ideas.
he does. Yeah, and he takes influences from the greatest places you would never think.
Yeah.
Yeah, Buck Rogers and Flash Gordon. Like, no one's thinking about that. They're thinking about Kubrick, or they're thinking about Incredible Shrinking Man or something.
He's over here thinking Space Samurai.
Yeah, man.
Whoa.
Yeah, I would have loved to get a couple more films out of him that weren't Star Wars. As much as I love Star Wars, because I love it a lot.
Rest in peace, George Lucas.
Yeah. Yeah.
When it happens.
I mean, essentially, he hasn't made a film since Return of the Sith, or whatever the
He
hell
hasn't
it's called.
Revenge of the Sith. Yeah,
Revenge of
he
the
hasn't
Sith.
directed since then. But he's produced like on and off over the years. I was telling Victor about this. There was a World War II movie called Red Tails. He did in 2012. Produced it. Lucasfilm backed it, but that's about the
That
extent
was
of
like
his
a
involvement.
decade ago.
Oh, well, that's
2012.
meaningless.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, ratings for...
Ratings for THX 1138.
I'm going to hit it with a 3.
Damn.
I think it's a really good movie, just not for me.
I'll hit it with 3.5. Also, sort of the same, slightly above average. Worth checking out once or twice.
Okay. I'm thinking.
You're tinking.
I'm thinking.
You're tinking.
I think I'm still gonna go with a 4.
Okay.
But I don't. I would be safe. I mean, I would be fine going with 3.5 as well.
Sure.
But I just love the concept
yeah.
so much, and I love the world and the scary surveillance bits of it, and it's just a very bleak film.
Yeah.
I enjoyed that aspect of it.
Yeah. If you focus on the backstory, it's worth getting.
And the
sucked into.
ending, I freaking love. It's a little bit of hope, but also a little bit of ambiguity. It's like,
Yeah.
okay, he's out, he's escaped, but is it safe?
Dude, my first thought was second the moon goes down, it's going to get so cold he's going to freeze and die.
Right, like, what is up there? Where are they?
Yeah. I like the ambiguity, but if there were like a couple more details to paint a little more of a solid picture in your head, it's really ambiguous as right now. But if you did it like John Carpenter style, where you have like a couple more details thrown into the mixing pots
At
just
the
like-
end or just
At the
throughout?
end.
Oh,
then you can really like narrow where this could go, or like the paths it can go down. You know
yeah.
what I mean?
I think it's a pretty. I mean, in my eyes, it's a hopeful ending, and I mean,
Me too.
But God, I think that shot is, and it's funny too because in Star Wars.
You know, and they have a
Did he use
shot
a
like
shot?
that in
Yeah.
Indiana Jones.
Oh, right, yeah, and the third one, right?
No,
Or
in
the first one.
in Raiders of the Lost Ark, when Indy finds the actual burial site of the Ark.
That's right, when they're digging.
and they're digging. There's
that's-
just one
yeah,
cool
yeah.
shot. He's silhouetted. He puts his hat on in front of the descending sun, and they're all just hacking away at the ground.
How lucky can you get a sun that large on your screen?
Oh man, you use
Well, some camera trick.
a long lens and patience.
Yeah, right, exactly. I was like, how do they do that?
How do they do that? It's movies.
Big lens,
It's the
dummy.
movie magic.
Yeah, what a great ending. But
God.
anyways,
Here's a side topic. Do you think there's any magic left in movie magic much anymore? Because we could find out most anything about how movies are made.
It's all on YouTube.
Yeah.
yeah.
I kind of liked, or I think so, but if you don't go looking for, I guess that's what it is. It's a personal choice thing. Like, if you want to look it up, fine, go ahead. But if you want to, like, keep that with you just for a little bit.
Once
Same
you
with
like
any art
look up
form.
enough stuff and you know kind of like how movies are made, that's I think when it starts disappearing.
But even then, you kind of just want to forget in the moment and
Yeah.
enjoy.
But at the same time, when you know more about an art form and you see, like, for instance, like if you saw Seconds 10 years ago, you probably wouldn't have appreciated the camera work,
Yep.
the music. You'd have been like, cool movie, weird, spooky. But I think knowing more about the art form, I think there's more movie magic because you
Yeah.
can relate to it and you can understand why it's so good.
It's the matured movie magic.
Yeah, exactly. It's you understand the art form.
Yeah.
That's what's important.
10 years ago, I probably wouldn't have gotten Seconds.
Yeah, mom wouldn't have let you get Seconds.
Ha. Ha ha ha.
No Seconds.
Throw it back in my face. That's nice, man.
Which one of those two did you guys prefer?
Seconds.
I like Seconds.
Me, probably Seconds, yeah.
But I would buy both. Absolutely.
I would buy Seconds.
You would buy Seconds?
Yeah, I'd go back for Seconds.
I would go.
Bam!
Boom.
Comedic rule of 3. We're out of here. Peace out, bitches. No, we're not. We're not out yet.
Yeah, so both very good sci-fi films in their own way. I'm happy with my choices. I think I did okay.
Thank you for sharing, Victor.
And then Ryan's next.
I'm next.
He's not announcing
Don't
his films
know
now,
what
though.
they are yet.
Yeah.
We'll figure them out.
We'll figure them out and we'll surprise you in
Will
the next
be
episode.
Top Ramen and
Top ramen and avocados.
Xbox controller. Those are his picks.
They're gonna be good.
They'll be good.
Wow.
They'll be crunchy.
Holy wow.
So thanks for listening, everyone.
Thanks for listening. We are out of here.